What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we thought it would be nice to kind of explain how we got into Harvard, considering that most of our content is about college and the college process in general. I thought this video would be very helpful to some seniors right now who are going through the college application process. Anyways, we also wanted to preface that before we continue telling you about how it worked for us, this is in no way to brag about getting into the university. Not at all. I don't think that. I wish that I had more of these videos to look at when I was a senior in college. Senior in high school. All I did was watch videos like this, and I always think to myself how helpful they were. And the fact that we can do one now, I think that, why not? Yeah, like, if we used it to help us, might as well just add to that. So yeah. For starters, I guess we wanted to give a little bit of background information as to who we are, where we come from, nationality, all that jazz. And we are both mixed race Pacific Islanders, born and raised on the island of Tinian, which is located in the Northern Marianas, which is also located in the Pacific, right below Guam, if you're familiar with that island. So we lived on Tinian, which was one of the smallest islands with around 3,000 people. We're Chamorro Mexican. That's our background, and we're twins. So yeah, we also applied at the same time. We also wanted to share why we wanted to apply to Harvard, how that even came about considering where we're from. So we just both really wanted to explore other opportunities outside of the islands. Yeah, for sure. We were only ever really exposed to a small amount of people and a small amount of opportunities. So growing up, I guess we always just wanted to try to branch out and just see what the mainland has to offer, and now we're here. So that's great. That's basically why we wanted to apply. It's for the opportunity and just trying it out, just seeing how far we could go, period. The next thing we're going to be talking about is videos or statistics. So our scores are if we opted to test an optional or not, all of that jazz. So as for the classes, I took AP courses that were available for the students at our school, and they were only available through a distance education site thing where we did AP online, and there were only 3 courses offered, and we both took those courses. They were AP Lang, AP Lit, and AP Statistics. Aside from AP courses, we took courses at our community college. We took 3 each, and we finished the semester with a 4.0 average. As for our GPAs, my GPA graduating, or when I applied, it was weighted 100.87, so it wasn't out of a 4.0 scale. They kind of changed it to out of the 100 scale. So what was your GPA? And my GPA was a 100.97 out of 100, and as for class ranks, I finished first in the class, and then she finished second. And we both did not test. We applied test optional, so we did not. We didn't take the SAT. It wasn't available. Nor did we take it during COVID, the whole thing. Now we're going to be going into the most important part of our application. Obviously, we focused on our stats throughout high school. The bigger part for us, kind of narrating ourselves, was through the extracurricular honors. Yeah, we feel like it said a lot more about us than our test scores did. I don't understand testing. I never. Okay, I'll start by saying what I did as for extracurriculars, and then I'll talk about what I did. Okay, so the first thing that I had listed down was I was treasurer and co-vice chair of my family's foundation, which was created during Typhoon U2, which was a Category 5 typhoon that hit the island. And so us as a family, we decided to create a food bank where we would raise money through selling clothes through a clothing store. And then that money would go into buying supplies that we would give away every 2 weeks for the people in our island. Basically like a self-sustaining nonprofit. Yeah. Next, I was one of the founders for Sisters of the Sinamai. She was the other one, but she'll talk about that when she talks. But it was basically a youth empowering, program for young women in the Northern Marianas, where we would mentor diverse young women and kind of just talk about problems within our community and just helping them navigate how to be a woman in the islands, because it's not easy. Next, I was the founder and CEO of my own nail company on my island. I had a retail location in a business center, and I would do nails for people in the community, so that was self-taught as well. I was also the treasurer my freshman year, secretary sophomore year, president senior year for student council. Actually, I don't know if I said that correctly, but I was in student council all years of high school. And I was the S6 or Special Projects Officer and Battalion Commander for JROTC program, basically about cadet leadership skills. That's what ROTC is. Motivates you to be a better citizen. Next, I was the co-captain of the mock trial team during my junior year, or was it sophomore year? Sophomore year of high school prior to COVID. And during this, I just basically taught new members like rules of evidence. We were all interpreting case law together, collaborated, stuff like that. I was the 4-H Youth Council Vice President for the Marianas Board. We would just basically plan year-round activities, fundraise for 4-H events that were around the whole islands, which is Rota, Tinian, and Saipan collectively. I was the treasurer and vice president for the National Honor Society. I was in this since my sophomore year of high school. And then I was a dancer for the cultural Tautautaga dancers on Tinian, and that was fun. And then I just listed one of my sports as another extracurricular, which was basketball for the Typhoons Association. We weren't very good at that. Wasn't the best at it. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about the activities that I did throughout high school. We did a lot of things together, but we were also separate in our own fields, I guess. So the first one that I put down was the Youth Congress Senator of the 18th Sinamai Youth Congress, and it's basically like a youth replicated legislature where we compose legislation like bills, resolutions, we hold sessions, we do everything the legislature does, except we're just inclined to the youth of our community. So I did that as my first one. I served 4 years, 2 terms as speaker and floor leader. The second thing that I put down was vice chair of the Ohala Foundation. We both did the Ohala Foundation with our family. I loved doing it, and we still definitely will continue to do that when we go back home. And it was a way for our family to connect with the community, so I have no shame in putting it down. I loved working with the community through that organization. The third one was, again, I did ROTC as well. I served battalion commander my senior year, and I was also involved all throughout high school. The other thing that I put down was mock trial. I was captain until COVID hit and mock trial wasn't really available in high school anymore. But for the time that I was in mock trial, I was captain. The program that Issa touched briefly on, Sisters of the Sinamai, which we both started together, I also listed that as founder. Other than that, I listed president of National Honor Society. I was in it all throughout high school along with Issa. And then I was vice president and secretary of my class. And then a volunteer for American Red Cross. After our islands was hit by a really big super typhoon, we dedicated most of our time to helping with the relief efforts through American Red Cross. We were there like every day. There was no power or water for a while. We were just helping out with relief efforts through this organization. Highly recommend. Also making friends through it. It was really fun. Yeah. And then I also listed that I was the author of Iduendes, which is a Chamorro Legend series that I started with a nonprofit organization on my islands. So right now we have two books in the series, and yeah, that was really amazing. I highly recommend anybody who is from where I'm from, if you want to get involved, just reach out to a nonprofit and help inspire young authors. Do it. And for those of you who don't know, Chamorro is basically the native culture in our island. Yes. Next, we're going to be talking about some of the awards that we received during high school and some honorable recognition. Well, one of the first honorable recognition or awards that I put down was the State Regional Woman of Music Award for just some composure of original music that we both did together. And that was given by the Lady Di Foundation. And then I was also awarded the JROTC Veterans Medal for exemplary service, and that was given to me during my freshman year of high school, so period. And then I was given the award of Honorable Defense Attorney during the mock trial, one of the mock trial rounds during my sophomore year of high school. I was also National Honor Society for 3 years, and I was on the principal's list for also all years of high school. So yeah, the awards that I listed, similar, but there are also some different ones. So the first one that I listed was, again, the Cinema Women in Music Award. We both got that award because we composed an original song in our native language together. So we were both awarded for the same thing. The second one that I put down was Best Prosecution Attorney. I was awarded that during the final round of mock trial my freshman year. So that was really cool. I mean, it was my first year doing it, so did not expect that, but it happened. And then the other one I listed down was the Cinema Young Authors Award, which I received for the best multilingual children's story in our islands. And then, like Issa, I was awarded the ROTC Veterans Award our freshman year. We did a lot of community service together. And then National Honor Society was the other one that I put down. Yes. Okay, so far we touched on our background, our statistics, and our extracurriculars. So now we're going to be talking about tips, advice that we have for anybody in general, and also for people who come from the islands that we're from, but generalizing most of the tips and tricks that we have. One major advice for literally any college student, regardless of where you're from, background, anything, just apply. Any aspiring literally college, please just apply. You have no idea what universities, like what students they're looking for. You could be literally the perfect fit for them. Just put in the effort, do the application. I wouldn't say do so many applications, but for the schools that you really want, just try for it, go for it. You literally never know. Another tip or trick that we have is to do research. The one thing that helped me throughout the process was just looking at how university admissions officers want you to shape yourself. I'm not saying fit into their mold. Be yourself completely, but if you can kind of see what their method is for reviewing the students and what aspects they hold higher than others. So certain activities that you're involved in, you want to push more. Yeah, like what they're looking for. Like some colleges don't really care about ROTC. You don't know what they're looking for, and you don't know what you should kind of heighten in your application. So some universities really do like ROTC. No, yeah. Another major tip I would say is to make relationships with the faculty. Oh yeah. At your school or literally anywhere throughout the community through your extracurriculars, because those recommendation letters I think they're so important. Yeah. You are not given a lot, like in terms of how much you can include in your application. So your recommendations are a huge portion of your application. They're like 3 additional essays about you. So make sure that you make good relationships with people. Ask them and ask them early. Ask them early. And choose your recommenders wisely. Yeah. Make sure they know a lot about you and know your personality and can vouch for you in the best way. Another tip that I have is to let anybody read your essay. Sometimes we think that a piece that we've written is good because we know ourselves a little bit too much and we don't know how it can be seen from somebody else looking at our essay. So I would say make your parents read it, make your siblings read it, make anybody read it. Even if you get constructive criticism, it's better than nothing. I would also say to be 1000% yourself in the application, because universities see students, like they see so many applications that sometimes it seems a bit repetitive with the same kind of students coming up. So don't sound like a robot. Put as much personality in there as you can. Yeah. Showcase what you love, even if you think it's not significant. If you did it for a while, if you showed effort, if you put in effort, the admissions officers will see that and they will notice you. So yeah, and make sure that your application, if it fell on the floor, I don't know, I heard this advice somewhere, but if someone picked it up, they'd know that it's your application. I would say make yours unique as possible. Yeah, because everybody is unique. Like everyone's unique. No one's the same. It's just a matter of no one's the same. But I don't know how that happened. I would say we are twins, but our applications, other than extracurriculars and stats, our essays were so different. Yeah, very different. Yeah, our interviews were also really, really different. Basically, a gist of what my Common App essay was, the whole message, I guess, was instilling hope throughout, in myself and through my community. Because of the Category 5 typhoon that happened my freshman year, a lot changed for me. Just so many things in terms of like education, relationships, resources. A lot was taken away and a lot I learned from. In my Common App essay, I basically touched on how important preservation of my culture was to me and how I just didn't like the thought of seeing it fade away, because that's all that I saw growing up. And it tied into a lot of the community work I did, a lot of the community engagement that I immersed myself in, and also writing, trying to educate myself on our native language and our history. It had a lot to do with our background, culture, and experiences, and I know that it seems very not connected to you because maybe you don't have the same background that we do, but I think that that's extremely important because everybody has their own background, and even if you feel like you're not unique enough or you don't have like literally a story, you don't need that. Like you don't need a life-changing story or something that's only seen in 1 out of a million people. Yeah. The way you tell your story says a lot. Yeah, and for Harvard, we were also given the opportunity or the option to do another essay. Oh yeah, and we did do that. So if you're given like an optional prompt, do it. Do literally everything like that the application offers. But basically that one was about, it was, I guess, my identity, and I think the process of figuring that my whole identity out throughout high school, being mixed race between my Mexican heritage and my Chamorro heritage. So that, and then kind of combining it with the youth programs that I was involved in, and the youth program that we created together, which was all about inclusivity, diversity, showing people how to feel comfortable within their own skin, being able to talk to other people about diverse cultures. And then for my additional essay, I touched on our political system back home. There's a lot of history and so many things that go into our islands, where we're from, how we grew up, and that was all incorporated in our essays, like just intertwined throughout everything. We wanted to make sure that everything about us that we thought was like cool and so beautiful to us was included in those essays. But yeah, that was basically the general gist of what we included in our Common App. Again, if you want an in-depth video, we can totally do that. Just let us know. We hope this helped, and we hope that it really doesn't sound like we're trying to brag about accomplishments. It was a lot of pressure for us going into the college application process, and hopefully this can help anyone the pressure that you're going through right now, or anybody, even if you're not in college and you're watching this video. I hope it's interesting, and I hope it helps when you get older, if I am, because I used to watch these a lot. Anyways, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any other questions, any suggestions, let us know. We will be more than willing to film it. We really like doing videos in college. It's fun, and I want to look back at them when I'm older. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.